I want you guys to get ready for an interesting game of chess that may or may not happen in the upcoming days here as we get closer and closer to NBA Draft 2023. So there are three teams: the New Orleans Pelicans, the Portland Trail Blazers, and the Charlotte Hornets. Charlotte's number 2 in this year's draft. Number 3 is Portland. And later on in the first is the Pelicans, right? The Pelicans apparently want Scoot Henderson. Phenomenal point guard talent. New Orleans hadn't had stability at point in a little minute now. The Lonzo Ball era did not work. They've had some guys that have looked friendly and cuddly, but they want a dude's dude. And Scoot Henderson appears to be what they're looking for. They're going to have to make a trade off one of these young guys to get to that 2-3 pick, because you're probably trading away an all-star caliber guy in Scoot. Like if you're Charlotte or Portland, right, you'd be pretty much trading away an all-star caliber guy. But there's another side to this. We've been hearing for a little minute now that the Hornets have their eyes set on Brandon Miller, a phenomenal prospect out of Alabama that had a great year on the court, improved a lot on the court, had some blunders off the court. I mean, look, it's a big risk at 2. Brandon Miller is an immensely talented young man. If he goes on to have a 15-year career with no blemishes, you look like an idiot. If he goes on to have a 2-year career with a lot of legal issues, you know, you look like an idiot. And you draft him, you look like an idiot. So either way, you can look like an idiot with this one, right? It is a crapshoot, which pretty much what the draft is anyway. You know, more times than not, there are not too many Victor Wembanyama's running around, and he will for sure be the number 1 pick. So we've been hearing Charlotte's got their minds made up on Brandon Miller. But over the last few days, I've been seeing some rumors out there that Charlotte might say, forget it, and go with a 2-guard offense that features Scoot and LaMelo whenever he gets back from injury. So if they decide to do that, then what does Portland do at 3? Do they want Brandon Miller? Do they want to back out and trade that pick to give some help to Dame? Do the Pelicans then move up and try to work out a deal with the Blazers? So the Pelicans are playing a risky game here. If they move up to 3, I think Portland wants to move out of the pick. The problem is, what if Charlotte takes Scoot at 2, then it's a null and void type of situation? Portland doesn't need another forward. They already got Brandon Miller and Zion, which gets me to Zion. Would the Pelicans be willing to move off of Zion Williamson and give him to Charlotte? Because I believe the Hornets would pull away from that number 2 pick for Zion. I mean, just a few years ago, this guy, I won't say was as highly touted as Victor Wembanyama, but definitely in the realm. Definitely in the realm. So, I mean, in theory, you could be going and getting a guy that's hopefully about to enter his prime right now, missed a lot of games, and clearly has been getting busy when he ain't been playing basketball. He been playing love and basketball. You got a guy that can clearly be a difference maker if he can get to the court. And it would be more ready than what Scoot is now. Does that entice the Pelicans to move off of number 2? Would the Hornets be more interested in Brandon Ingram of the Pelicans? Would the Pelicans be willing to part ways with B.I.? I wouldn't. Right now, I would not. This is going to be one that's going to be fascinating to watch. It might be a bunch of nothing, but we know the Pelicans have interest in Scoot Henderson. We know the Blazers have interest in trading out. There appears to be a clear trade there, but what if the Hornets decide to go Scoot over Brandon Miller? They are the X factor. They got the wild card in all of this. Welcome to NBA offseason 2023. You're in great hands with Hoops FERRO. There's no network behind me. There's no budget behind me. Just straight grind and hoops talk. If you don't want to miss a beat this offseason from trades, free agent signings, and draft talk, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Let's run these numbers up. It's free $99 to show me that you support the grind. Let's go.